Hello, welcome to this virtual poster presentation. My name is Lili Maria Bello, and along with my teammates Chris Martinez Mendez and John Anderson Jaimes, we will be talking about our research project titled Translation from English into Spanish of North American Indian Mythology related to the life-death cycle. The general objective is to produce translations of 27 North American Indian myths from English into Spanish related to the life-death cycle. Specific objectives: to identify the most representative symbolic aspects under the context of life-death cycle, cosmopolitics, and Amerindian perspectivism, to create a glossary of the cultural terms found in the Amerindian myths, and to propose techniques and potential solutions to challenges encountered when translating Amerindian myths from English into Spanish. Methodology: the underlying approach of our translation project was the conception of literary translation as a form of reactivation and its role within the field of postcolonial studies. This was exploratory documentary research that involved seven processes. First, corpus formation. Our corpus was composed of 27 myths and it was selected under four criteria. First, the narratives must fit in the definition of myth. Second, the narratives belong to North American Indian mythology. Third, the narratives must address topics related to life-death cycle. And fourth, the narratives must have an English written record. Second, pilot translation test. In order to identify the most common translation techniques in the translation of three myths. Third, characterization of the context based on the tribe's geographical area. Fourth, translation and creation of a glossary. Fifth, editing and proofreading in the light of group discussions and under the supervision of our project director. Seventh, conceptual and theoretical analysis. We identify the most representative cultural aspects from the corpus and classify them in a matrix. And seventh, characterization of translation techniques. We identify and characterize the translation techniques used based on Hurtado Albir 2001.
Thank you, Lily. Now we continue with the results. First, we have the contextualization of the myths. In order to have a better approach to the results, we classify the myths from our corpus into each of the major cultural areas they belong to, according to each tribe, as can be seen in Figure 1. This classification was based on Bastien and Mitchell. The major cultural areas we could identify were the subarctic, the northwest coast, the northeast, and the Polynesian natives of Hawaii, with one myth from each cultural area. Another group of major cultural areas of relevance for this project was formed of the Great Basin, the Plateau, and the Southeast area with three myths each. Also, the Southwest and the Plains areas with five myths each, and the California region with four myths. Representative aspects. Regarding the representative aspects, we found that there is a great participation of non-humans over the humans in the analyzed and translated myths. We found that animals take active participation in matters related to the life-death cycle, as Poirier asserts that in indigenous cosmopolitics, non-humans are not mere objects, they are rather actors. In this sense, non-humans such as coyote, spider, and turtle play the role of a culture hero, that is to say, a character that contributes to the benefit of humans, animals, plants, and the like. Lastly, the most representative symbols related to the life-death cycle found in this corpus were the water, the cardinal points and colors, buffalo chiefs, and the number 4.
Thank you, Chris. Now, concerning translation techniques, we used those proposed by Hurtado Albir in 2001, since such techniques were presented by the author after a synthesis and unification of different ones suggested by other scholars. 14 different techniques were found to be implemented 291 times all over the corpus. The top 3 techniques were borrowing, linguistic amplification, and elision. The following is an example of borrowing, retrieved from the translation of The Theft of Fire. There was no fire on earth, and the Karoks were cold and miserable. No había fuego en la tierra, y los Karoks sentían frío y eran miserables. And the next one is an example of linguistic amplification, retrieved from the translation of The Spirit Bride. The death left the young man inconsolable. La muerte de su novia lo dejó inconsolable. The translation techniques encountered surpassed the 6 techniques expected to appear according to the results of the piloting test. On account of these results, we propose the use of the 14 translation techniques found as useful resources to translate Amerindian myths. As of the challenges faced when translating, 3 terms, thus, and as, were found to be untranslatable. And in order to overcome these challenging words, we've borrowed them and provided footnotes in the target texts that included some contextual meanings. To conclude, we can assert that the conception of life and death cannot be generalized due to the different cosmovisions that American Indian tribes have. We recognize that the concept of Amerindian perspectivism gives account of the role of non-human actors having the same dignity and agency as humans in Amerindian narratives. Regarding translation techniques, borrowing, calque, and linguistic amplification contributed to the reactivation of discourses, epochs, and native vocabulary. We conclude that our translations succeeded not only at evidencing linguistic differences with other cultures, but also at calling attention to the existence of different foreign worldviews. And thanks to this translation project, the wisdom of Amerindian tribes may prevail, not only in English narratives, but also in Spanish ones. As a final remark, we suggest that future studies should focus on the translation of South American mythology as well. This academic task may allow the juxtaposition of different narratives that can lead to a comparative study not only regarding literature, but also regarding translation. Thank you for watching this virtual presentation. We hope you enjoyed it, and goodbye.